Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for the first Monday in the last month of the year. It is December 3rd, and we are rolling. We are rolling. It was just Thanksgiving. Okay, so I've already entitled this perspective, Allow Me to Reintroduce Myself. What is that? Oh, there we go. Okay. Allow me to reintroduce myself. And I say that because as we go through, and thank you for all who are joining me this morning, as we go through and work on our LIP, our life improvement plan, our life improvement plan, there ought to be something happening in your life. There ought to be changes happening in your thought. Hey, Bridget and Tanya and Pat. Thank you again for all who are joining me. There needs to be something different. So I asked the question to Clichia this morning. Listen, are you the same person you were December of 2017? I mean, it's been a whole year. December 3rd, 2017 was 365 days ago. Are you the same person? Do you think the same way? Do you operate the same way? Do you react the same way? Can people push the same buttons and get a reaction from you? Do you make decisions the same way you did? Do you spend money the same way you did? Do you eat? Do you exercise the same way? See, I believe, and I can be a little I can be a little extreme, but I take seriously the power of personal growth. I take seriously because I understand. I have seen it not only in my own life, I've seen it too often, too many times in people that are on a personal growth journey. I've seen the power of growth. I've seen and I understand from a firsthand perspective how intentional, how deliberate you have to be. And because the law of sowing and reaping is truth, whether you understand it, whether you agree with it, whether you like it or not, it is true. If you plant, if you sow into, if you invest in yourself, a certain thing, a certain character trait that you're trying to develop, if you develop certain habits, if you break certain habits, you will get, there will be a return on your investment. This I know. And so if people are still, hey, Kendra, thank you again for all who are joining me. Let me say this very quickly. For all of your friends and loved ones who would like to follow but do not have Facebook, they don't do the Facebook thing. I'm going live on YouTube at the same time. So either way, they can do this. If everyone is acting and reacting to you and operating as if they were dealing with the 2017 version of who you were, you need to, if you've done the work, if you put the time in, you need to be able to say that, oh, I'm sorry. You were acting as if that was the old Hollie. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Okay. And then you walk out this new version of who you are becoming, because I'm not going to react. I'm not even going to respond. I'm not even going to answer based off of who I used to be. I'm not that woman. I am not that man. Yeah, it was only a year ago, but I put the time in, I put the work in, I've been deliberate, I've been intentional in this meantime. 365 days? Oh, no. So I am encouraging you as we get ready. Again, this last month I use as to slow down and reflect and review before I jump off into the new year. Again, some things may need to be recalibrated. I wrote my blog, which I am starting again because I had allowed that to slip. Let me say that it's a perfect fit in. I am naturally gifted with this. Okay, I don't ever have to uh, work up on something and get my nerves down. And that's not a braggamony. It's just something God has gifted me with. I will always be prepared to speak in my lane. You don't have to prep me. You could throw it on me at the last minute, and that's my lane. I flow into. I have a strength. I have the anointing in that lane. Writing, however, is something that I do when I had to. When I was in school, I had to do a tremendous amount of it, so I did what I had to do. There's power in that. Everyone cannot receive from the spoken word. So I said, okay, Miss Hollie Kelly, you want to make an impact. You have to recognize that you have to meet people where they are. Everyone is not going to catch you on social media. What are you putting out in written format? So I've started writing again, so you can catch those blogs at drholliekelly.com. And now that I said it out loud to you, I really better get with the program. But my point is this: if you are putting in the work, if you're putting and being deliberate and being intentional about not remaining the same person, there comes a point in time when you stop answering to the old version of who you used to be. They're reacting and responding. They're addressing you as if you are still the same person in the same mindset, doing the same things, saying the same things, and you are not if you put the time in. Some things ought to be so evidently changed, increased, enlarged, strengthened, bettered that they say, "Ooh, I don't even hardly recognize who you are." That's the biggest compliment around, because your change is manifesting. And so don't waste your time or your breath telling me, "Ooh, girl, you don't know how long I've been like this." If you've got breath in your body, then you've got another opportunity to grow into the best version of who you are in every area of your life. This I know. And so don't settle for who you used to be just because you've been that way a long time and people already expect, and they act as if, and they sort of, I'm their rock, and they expect me to be okay. If that's not the best version of who you are, if there's still more pulling at you, tugging at you, kicking you in your gut, wanting the more, then that's a clear indication that you need to keep growing. I should have looked this up before I'm about to say it, but and I can't attribute it to its original author, but it goes like this: that you are the same person you will be 5 years from today, with the exception of the books you read and the people you meet. So make sure you are stretching yourself. What are you reading? What have you read? Outside, well, what have you read lately? Who is someone that you've met that piques your interest? You went intentionally to meet them, to learn more about them, to learn more from them. We're going to be the same person that we will be today 5 years from now, with the exception of the books we read and the people we meet. I am trusting that you are on your life improvement plan. And so someone ought to be so confused by who they thought you were that you get the opportunity to say, "Oh, allow me to reintroduce myself." Until next time, take real good care of yourselves.